Hello, I'm back. Hello, it's Laura from Craft and See with Laura B. Hey all. So, I'm doing this in 3 parts because it would have been too long to do all in one. And here are several printouts. So, what we're going to do is take this and put it together, since the things I was doing are dry. Like I put a little bit of glossy accents there and some. I tried to do the gold over the coins, and I realized I should have done the whole thing in clear. That way you could have seen the individual coins. But, live and learn. I did wax seals in the last one. Here's a little lady we could put in, but I really wanted to put the leprechaun in this one. So here we will go. Try not to take up too much time. So for those of you just tuning in, this is my 3rd part of this today, and I hope everyone is doing well. Let's see. So once you have them in here, and you have them all the way you want, it's just a matter of, we're going to put this right here, of loading up your tag. It's really not rocket science. It's just a matter of finding something you like and how you like to put it in there and try to stay in frame. So, let's see. I feel like I put something somewhere and I'm not finding it. But I like this one. Where's my little lucky leprechaun? And he's going to go in here. Like that, and even though I'm not proud of that, we'll stick it in here as well. Again, do whatever you want. Add lace on this one. I did not. So that would be a nice happy mail for someone. There's lots of writing spots. You can put this in a journal. Glue here, tuck spot there, glue around here, pocket that way. So much you could do. So let's go on to another one. And we will just do this a little bit more quickly. Quick, slow. Oh look, thistles. National flower of Scotland, which I learned, and not only is it the national flower, they're actually quite pretty. I did not know thistles to be anything other than unsightly weeds. But not the case. I actually grew some, had some wildflowers. I didn't think the seeds were going to take, but they did. And there were thistles in them, and they were quite lovely. So it just goes to show even weeds can have lovely flowers. And since I know that now, and they're easy to grow, I'm going to do a lot of wildflowers. Or do I have any green thumbs in my audience that have those in the northern hemisphere? I'm getting ready for spring because, you know what, I'm tired of... I'm really tired of winter. Although today's a nice day and I'm spending it inside recording videos for the next 3 days. I'm kind of taking, and I know other people have done this, but Mitzi's advice of trying to do more than one day. And I know lots of other creators that do that. But, you know, I only have so much time to watch videos, and so I kind of pick and choose, you know, who I'm going to watch and then catch up on later. Although I am so far behind on Tommy's, it's not even funny. Tommy, I may just start where I'm at, and then just go from there. Where's my favorite little squirt bottle? There it is. I'm getting some so I can wash my hands, which is kind of idiotic if I'm just going to put more on there. To use my sniffs. There we go. Idaho. There we go. Again, do my trick of, where's my pencil? Just trying to lightly, or not so lightly, go over this so I know where to not glue. And then I'm not going to glue right there. Yeah, we'll go down there. This just gives me a better idea of how to glue it on, so I'm not going over. I mean, not that it's a huge deal, but hey, I suppose it's a waste of glue, and... Ooh, see, and I just did it again. Oops, I did it again. Oh. I don't know why I'm even bothering with that song. I've never been a Britney fan. But some you just can't help to get it stuck in your head. It's just like, even if you didn't watch certain TV shows, if you're alive on the planet, you know about it. Okay. There. Alright, there we go. Oops. So you may have that issue. We'll put a clock in this one. Okay, so... Shoot. I really don't want to put a... I kind of wanted to glue one right here. But I don't want to put flowers on top of flowers. So we'll just do this. How's that? Okay. Now, we will be doing more things, decorating as such. But I'm trying to think of what I want to do. Here, let's go to this guy. Oh, where's my little girl? See, and this is the problem when you get so much crap on your desk of where did you put everything? Oh, there's the little, there she is. Hopefully I did. There we go. I'm assuming this video is going to be the shorter one because it's really just a matter of slapping these puppies together. Now I could do the other one. Come on now. So, here's one. We'll put this one behind the clock. In front of the clock. Actually, we'll do good luck. No. Whoops. Whoops. There's that. And there she is. There we go. Another little pretty, maybe we can put this in here. Get in here. All the way down. Nope. And we'll come back in here like this. There. Slide this one on in here. There you go. So now we have 2 pockets done. And there it is. Here's this lovely pink one, which I think I'm going to do more of the, obviously these are not done, and I will finish these, but again, I'm going to take something like this. I like doing the 3D. And it won't be dry to attach all this. Yes, I'm being awfully quiet. That stupid song stuck in my head. I could sing some of Loch Lomond, but that's probably under copyright. And it's Scottish, not Ireland. As far as I know, anyway. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Scottish. I don't know of lochs in Ireland. But I don't know everything. And have never claimed to know everything. Now, I'm sure somebody might have some better ideas of how this should go. What I have done before is glitter. You know, stickles. I suddenly yelled that. Sorry. If I yelled that, I didn't mean to. So I'll do stickles, let it dry, and then come in and do this on top of it. So it gets some of that sparkly sealed in. I need this. Excuse me, I hit the stupid phone again. I need to take Mitzi's advice and do on my nails. And start doing my nails. There. See if I opened up that. There. Listen for the sound of the wind coming through. Now, I wish I could do those little tiny strings in the middle, but that'll never happen. I'll never get that on there. Never, 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 never. So let's take some gold. Actually, I need to... Sometimes I ink, and then I go back through with whatever gilding wax I'm going to use. And I think I will do that before I do that. Oh man, it's so loud on this. It sounds really loud to me. Maybe it is not, but it sure sounds like it. Oh, I forgot, I have tea sitting here. I have this really, and as I spilled it, perfect. Good thing it was just on a glue book. Anyway, I have a really bad habit of heating up tea and forgetting about it, and then having to go reheat it again. And again. And it just, basically I reheat the same cup of tea until I've finished it. Hours. Sometimes hours later. But I do, like Mitzi, I do carnivore. But lately I have not, because I've been on a new medication that has made me just crave carbs like you wouldn't believe, and it's just, anyway, anywho, I'm trying to wean myself off that medication. Try something different, one that doesn't make me eat my weight in food I shouldn't. But anyway, do that with intermittent fasting. So I'm not eating today. And I probably won't eat tomorrow. Alright, yep, I gotta make up a goal and just stick with it. So no food today or tomorrow. Why, you ask? Well, it works for me. That's all I'm going to say, is it works for me. Doesn't have to work for everybody. You do what works for you. But I have to say, when I'm avoiding carbs, I feel so much better. Let's highlight this shoe. This is probably a sandal and that is his sock, but... Now see, this style of clothing is not one we utilize here in the U.S. I noticed with watching the royal family that their young boys tend to wear shorts, short pants. Short pants, I think that's what they call them. Oops. And again, that is just some... I keep squirting this stuff out at me. This is not something, the style that we have much in the U.S. for boys when they're little. So it always kind of trips me up when I see it. Hi, Isabeau. You're a good girl. My dog came in. Hi, sweet girl. Did you have a good time outside? Did you have fun outside? Yes? Yes? Good girl. Did you good lamb? You are a good lamb. Yes, you are. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm filming. Go play. Go play. Go play. Alright, there you go. Come on. You're fine. Go. Yes, I know. No, I'm not going to do that because that's just too much work. That's too much. That is too much. Okay. That goes with that one. Let's get this little guy out of here before I wreck him. Before I do Wreck-It Ralph and wreck him. Remember green. I gotta make sure that I have the right... I want all the right things to go with the right things, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put one of these in here. And one of these in here. There. Let's just get this going. Do some inking. Cover up my little oopsies with the fussy cutting. Because I sang my fussy cut song to Mitzi via text. We both have an iPhone, so I can do memojis with her. Because I don't like fussy cutting. I'm not very good at it. It's time consuming and irritating, especially I don't do circles very well. And ovals. So, let's put that in there. Oops, I gotta glue the thingy on top. There is my one last, put that there. Excuse me, 1, 2, in front of my face. One is in front of my face. One I really want to do the, I just completely lost what I was about to say. Oh yeah, I wanted to Heat and Boss, good night nurse. It's like all of a sudden whatever brain I had in my head fled. We'll put some of this in there, we'll put that in there. So I will do that with this. But that little guy, when he's dry, will go in here. And then, other than being a doofus and losing my one last flower cluster on my desk somewhere. If you see it, let me know. Shout it out. Say, here it is. Well, for crying out loud. This happens to me all the time. Where I lose everything. Nope, not under there. Had to lift it up. Had to see. You never know. Wow. Incredible. It is here somewhere. Anyway, let's check where we are at. There's my old ones. There's my new ones. We'll have to see what the harp signifies. Well, that's just irritating, to say the least. Well, that's a fine how do you do. So basically, what we have here is a failure to communicate, which I did not like that movie, if I remember where that movie came from, in all actuality. There. So, I am going to call this. We are at 21 minutes. Not bad for part 2. And I actually am going to put you on pause and see if I can scare up that other one and finish these very quickly. Be back in a tick. Yay, I found it. Yay, I found it. I'm going to do this one a little bit different. Okay, now I'm going to get a tickle in my throat. Oh. Excuse my tea. Pardon me. Tickle in my throat. Be right. And I'm back. I did some things while I was gone. I did the heat and boss on this one. But to kind of have to roll it a little bit. Trying to, while I'm waiting for that one to kind of, I don't have anything flat I can put it under easily. Actually, here. No. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alright, but first, I'm going to take this one and use the diamond, and then kind of just go over fairly loosely. You know, the coverage doesn't have to be, except for when it, there. My dog is, you can't see her, but she's sitting off to my right, staring at me. Doing that, I will stare you into giving me attention. She's pretty good. If you ignore her for a while, she will go find something to do, which is great when it comes to, you know, begging for food. You tired girl. Aren't you tired girl? Why don't you go and take a nap? She's like, I am not going to take a nap. Why would I take a nap? Now this is liquid pearls. And I'm really not sure what I'm going to do this on. Okay, there it goes. I've only used this a couple of times. And they were really I'm just really not going to do this on much because I don't, you know, it's not clear. It's not like stickles or anything. So I'm just trying to do it a little bit haphazardly and not get my big head in the way of the camera. Not sniff and gross y'all out. There. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Give it a little bit of an interest. Basically is what I did. And that's good for that. So, while that is drying, we will put it to the side with my other ones that I don't want to get all gross. Let's see. I kind of like that. Once again, I go over, uh-oh. There. I wish that idiotic song would get out of my head. Because really, do you care if I did it again? No? This isn't going to be... So, if you're crafting, what are y'all working on? I don't think I need to go up that far. Anything interesting? Or how far ahead do you guys usually get of the seasons? I keep saying I'm going to get ahead, and I never do, but here it is, February. Not even Ash Wednesday, and I'm killing it as far as, let's get all these out of here so I don't have to worry about. Come over here, come over here, come on, come on. Boy, that art glitter does like to stick quick. And I did. I shouldn't have, but I did. So I'm going to take this. Let's see if this will work. Underneath here. There. There we go. Let this dry. And maybe I won't get glue stuck to the back. Well, I've done 3 of these now, and 2 didn't work out so well. That's okay. That's okay. And do this. Just inking. Let's do some inking. Okay, so I've talked about Super Bowl. Didn't have a dog in that fight. Can't remember who won. I think it was the Eagles. Quote me and I'll deny it, though. Quote me and I shall deny it. Alright, so let's put this one in here. Or not. There. We'll put it in the back. Put this in the front. Let's do a little bit of gold. How about you just do all your gold right now? So you can be done and not have to keep getting it out and then washing your fingers. And, you know, it's very hard for me to have all of this done and then all I do is assemble it. excuse me. I don't think like that. I tend to do, if organically is the right word, as I'm assembling. Let's do it here. And so, like pre-making ephemera, how do you know if it's going to go? Or those who have like signatures already made up, you know, your basic outline of a signature. Okay, well, I have this all made up. I believe Gail Augustinelli does that, where she just reaches for a signature. Well, how do I know it's going to be the right size? I mean, do you just make up a bunch? And there I get into my own head. And it kind of irritates me. So anyway, I could have these all made up, and I probably should have. But I never know what I want until I'm in the middle of doing it. I'm going to take some of these out and not do that. I'll try not to anyway. Yes, I'm a messy crafter. And it really just sometimes irritates me because I'm so messy. I cause myself a lot of aggravation. Let's just put it that way. If I'm not doing that on frame, I apologize. Irish eyes are smiling and all that. Sorry. So why am I apologizing? This, I shouldn't have to. I'm not apologizing to you for my mistakes, because it's not a mistake if you put it there. So I've heard. That's what they say. Yeah. I don't know who they are. Well, I've heard tell that Tim Holtz is one that says if that's where you put it, that's where it was supposed to go. Not so sure about that. But hey, it is just paper. But when you screw something up that you spent hours working on, then it is not just piece of paper. It's the same as, you know, baseball. Alright. Let's get... I cannot say enough about those spray bottles. The trigger ones, and they're the right size and everything. And the right price, and it was just so Goldilocks for me. Alright. Let me see what that message was about. Alright. Let's see what was wanted over here. Alright, here we go. Trying not to go silent on y'all, but I just am. Okay, is this... I wonder if I can... No, it's still wet. Let's see. Pencil. And there I go. Sticking my fingers in the glitter because I'm trying to rush. So just stop. Stop, 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 stop. luckily, these for the most part dry fairly quickly as long as you're not like slathering it onto. There we go. Oh, for goodness sakes. Put that in there. Put this one in there. The way I want it. Let me go up here. So, one of those. This one goes on here once it dries. And I think, yeah, this one is stuffed pretty well. Now, what I haven't done is I have a stamp somewhere that I could put on here. And in fact, I'll do it on this one. Give it a little bit of interest on the back. Alright. See, be careful. Be careful. Now I just gotta figure out where I put that itty bitty stamp. Oh, I bet it's in here. I remember. There it is. Pop. I'm taking it upstairs in order, in case I played with it last night, and I did not. So, wow. Ooh. So, we will do like the top of the morning. Top of the morning. Ugh. Sometimes these stamps, and no, I don't want all of them. If I wanted all of them, yes, I could have. Actually, I'm just going to do this. From what I learned from Candace, it's best if you're going to stamp to have a spongy thingy. A spongy thingy. Alright. So, I bought one of these, and it wasn't big enough. I counted. I bought one for these, one for the mini inks, and one for the Distress pockets. And I thought I counted, and that I had enough of these. But I did not count correctly, and I do not have enough of those. So, there's fern green, but we are going to do leaf green. It's going to come out about like that. Well, I say that, I lie. Let me see. Not that one. Actually, I'm going to do the fern green. Now, no, I did not, like, prep my stamp. You know, but from what I understand what Candace said, Candace from Journal Me Crazy by Candace Johnson, is just the very act of handling it and pulling it off that thing is pretty much enough to get it primed. And I do have a Tim Holtz stamping platform and a tonic, which I love for the most part. There you go. Top of the morning. And this says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." But what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take the Happy St. Patrick's Day Wolfka. And then do right there. Take this one off. Put that one on. And we'll do the leaf green this time and see how it works. Oops. And then we're going to come over here. There we go. Press down. Give it a few seconds to soak in. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. There. There. Clean enough. I'm not going to get all precious over it. Not getting all precious over things. Alright, so there's that. Still that way, but enough, I think. It's dry enough that I can glue. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Good night. I'm sick of that song. Frickin' earworm of the day. There's a pencil. There we go. Oopsie. I apparently am running out of things to say. Keep this conversation rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those dragons rolling. Right. And where that one came from, I don't know. Just another one of those randomness. Of which I'm trying not to push too hard. And take up all of the glitter. Well, it looks like the, oh, what am I doing? That's wrong. Oh, you saw that and you didn't tell me. Ah, there. Just. You saw that? I know you saw that. And now what do I do with it? Take one of my glue erasers and see if it'll come off the back. Gosh. Yeah, no. Fudgy sickle sticks. This is one where you could put a back pocket on it and cover all this up. Mother pus bucket. That just... I know y'all get... Y'all hear it, y'all see it, y'all know. I seriously... Mother pus bucket. Arrgh! 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 Alright, I don't know where my little... I lose more of these little stick pins. I am surprised, and I've stepped on a few, but I haven't damaged myself too much. Oh, for... Yep. 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 Arrgh. Arrgh. Let's try this one. Just... I just can't even. I just don't even know what to say. I just can't even. I'm just so irritated. Arrgh. Arrgh. Grr. Oh, I know I'm not the only one. I'm sorry. I just... Arrgh. Oh well. It is what it is, right? I think I will have to put a pocket on the back of that one. Oh, for love. Okay, here we go. I think maybe I should call this one On Account of Rain, but we're so close. We are so close. Which one did I like better? We'll find out. They're awfully similar. Alright. I need a darker blue Distress Oxide. Does anyone have any ideas on what will be good? There we go. Kind of comes across, kiss me, I'm Irish, kiss me, I'm Irish. And I am Irish, not just 1/365th Irish. According to 23andMe, 68% of me comes from County Cork and London. Alright, so there is that. Put that down there, take a slurp of cool tea. Yeah, it needs to be rewarmed. I like my tea hot. I like my tea like I like my man. Hot and sweet. Yeah, I know. Should be ashamed. Not. Don't have a spot for that. So, okay. So now we have, let's clear off, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And only one I haven't figured out where I want a wax seal to go. If I want a wax seal. Let me stand up and make sure I'm in frame for all of them. And we're focused. Yay. So just very simple if you do all your prep work. It won't turn into 3 parts. But here you go. Happy St. Patrick's Day and Eringo Bra. If you like what you've seen, please like, thumbs up, subscribe, click those little bells, tell your friends. Anyway, this part took 50 minutes almost. And I shall talk to you later. Peace out. Bye.